Hi everyone, welcome to another Shogun 2 commentary. This is Hero, and I wanted to bring you a battle fought on Numazawa map. My opponent is a rank 10 general. I am still rank 8, so the only difference between me and my opponent is that I have one less retainer to bring into play. My opponent is a leadership general, and I am also a leadership general. My army is comprised of one bow, one katana cavalry, one yari cavalry, one veteran fire cavalry. This is my katana cavalry. One veteran Naginata warrior monk with war cry and hold firm, and just a slightly vetted fire cavalry, up to rank 5. And my yari cavalry and my bow don't have any upgrades on them. My infantry line is comprised of Naginata attendants. I brought 5 of them. One of them I'm sending over to cap the workshop, and I'm going to contest the sword dojo on this side. And it looks like my opponent will be doing the same thing. My army is basically a katana samurai spam. I have 5 high vet katana samurai, and the rest of my army is used in support of them. I also have the Waco Raiders who are already moving into position to cap the sword dojo, and I have long yari ashigaru as sort of bodyguards to my leadership general. I'm also moving match like ashigaru with extended range. And for my opponent, he has I think which would be a very popular army build in Matchmaker these days. It is comprised of bow warrior monks with extended range 200. He also has Daikyu samurai with extended range 200. The key to this army though are the yari ashigaru. He's got 3 yari ashigaru with the whole firm clan upgrade, which gives 45 seconds of unbreakable morale, as well as defense melee defense bonus, and not only to your unit but to the surrounding units as well. He's also brought a very good katana cavalry veteran. This is all the cavalry that he brought, and the rest of his army is made up of 1 unit of Waco Raiders, 3 vet katana samurai, and Naginata attendants, and yari ashigaru, enough to cover the rears and the flanks of his army. I'm gonna go ahead and put it into normal speed now. So luckily on Numazawa, the dojo is far enough away that you will have to kind of come down off of this hill in order to contest for it properly. So I am at a very, my bow cannot skirmish against proper bow units such as Daikyu samurai and bow warrior monk. So I'm at a disadvantage in terms of range, and my opponent will want me to attack into him. Ideally, I know up this hill, but if he wants to actually take back the sword dojo, he's gonna have to come down off of that. These katana cavalry are pretty scary, but any other cavalry that has bonus versus cavalry, will still do quite a bit of damage to this katana cavalry. So keeping that in mind, that is why he's keeping them away, from my yari cap, even though they're not doing anything. My opponent has allowed me to take the workshop, uncontested, and that will give me additional armor and melee defense for all my units, which will come in handy, especially considering that he's got such elite, bow units in play. So there, as you can see, there's his katana line and Waco Raiders. He's got the yari ashigaru in loose formation. And I take that opportunity to basically charge the katana cavalry. And I get about 9 kills or so, but in the process I end up losing my yari cavalry to the Naginata and the spears and the yaris. I'm gonna be taking a lot of casualties from those bows. And the tip that I wanted to share, which I learned from Harba, my clanmate in Gerudo, is that how to deal with these yari walls with hold firm. Attacking into them is not really a good idea, mostly because those spears are gonna keep you off. So I'm basically faking a rush, a charge, but and all I'm doing actually is sending my Naginata attendants to engage them. But the trick that I learned, with regard to these yari walls is that don't just click and charge into them. what you want to do is you want to attack him at an angle and ideally into the tips either end of their flanks. You can see my opponent has already used Inspire and Rally, and I'm just committing, you know, one Naginata Attendant, one Katana Samurai, and then here comes my other Katana Samurai. I move him into position first. I don't just click and charge. And now when I'm into position, I charge right into their flank. And this will immediately break up, you know, this line of Yari Ashigaru. My opponent countercharged me with Katana Samurai, and that gives me an opportunity to start moving the rest of my army into position. Because my matchlock are right here in the back, my opponent is forced to move up his bows, you know, close to the infantry line in order to take shots at them and take them out. These matches are not going to last against the bows, but the good thing is that it's better for me to lose this matchlock than it is for those bows to either be sniping my general, which I have moving to send them fighting into the trees, or to basically decimate my my infantry. So I'm keeping, you know, Katana Samurai in reserve. I also have Naginata Attendant in reserve. My long Yari Ashigaru are in reserve. I also have Waco Raiders in reserve. At this point, my opponent is keeping his Naginata Attendants, you know, turned to the rear, because I have kept his my fire cavalry, you know, up on this hill, you know, always, you know, using, and I'm basically going to keep microing my cavalry in order to force him to micro his Naginata Attendants, looking for any opening that I can get. My Katana Cavalry are now in play. I still have my Monk Cavalry here in reserve as well. Here goes. This is what happens when you charge, when you just click and charge into a Yari wall. Yeah, you basically get destroyed. So this really high veteran Waco Raiders are just getting decimated into this Yari wall, and here comes my Katana Samurai to do a hammer and anvil on them. And that will be the end of that. I'm bringing my Bocav out. You should always keep this as an option to use your Bocav, you know, as a normal cavalry unit and just charge into missiles or into the enemy general and take advantage of the mobility that they have. I mean, my Bocav will not, you know, stay in this fight for very long, you know, since I just simply charge them in. But it will force my opponent to have to deal with them. Now my Monk Cavalry are in play. They pop War Cry and charge this Katana Samurai unit. So without rally, without hold firm, this guy's army becomes simply an army of, you know, basically, you know, disabled missiles and Naginata Attendants and Yari Ashigaru. Not very scary, is it? There goes the last of his sword infantry. And my Waco Raiders will now turn around to engage the rest of the army. All the while, I still have not used my hold firm. I have kept the hold firm ability of my Warrior Monk Cavalry in reserve. So now the final melee is being engaged. My Katana Cavalry have engaged the remaining troops. And now my Waco Raiders and Long Yari Ashigaru will turn around to attack the general.
Our men are running from the battlefield! A shameful display!
Let's watch some of the action. Oh, kicked in the gut. Anywho, so they're not impossible to defeat. I mean, I think my opponent was pretty shocked that he lost this match. So much so that at the end of this battle, I recall that he said that he couldn't believe that he had lost this game, and that my general had not been in send and fight the whole time, which in fact he was, but he was just so confused and in such disarray that he didn't notice that I had my general in send and fight in the trees. Anyway, good game to my opponent. and I hope that you enjoyed this replay. Please leave me any comments if you have any questions or anything that you want to share. Alright, take care.